Hi there, welcome to the Cotswold Explorer. I'm Robin Shuckburgh, and it is with a large degree of astonishment and no little gratitude that we discover that we now have 10,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel. It's an extraordinary feeling, you know, that so many of you are using up your valuable time to watch our films, and we are of course extremely flattered that you are. We thought we'd put together a small compilation to celebrate the landmark. Little snippets that tell the story of our channel and its origins. When we started, Ross and I planned a food and drink show, a little like the one we'd been doing together for some time on a local TV channel. And we teamed up with the lovely Alexis Thompson of what used to be the Dancing Trousers Cookery School, with the idea that she might teach me, and at the same time our viewer, to cook. She was a MasterChef contestant with immense skills, and I was an utterly useless beginner.
Perfect, your work here is done, so you can sit that on its bottom, and it'll just... So,
you happy with that? Oh no, that won't do. This is the wrong
like that. How about like that?
I'm afraid the only person ready to benefit from our hugely enjoyable sessions in her kitchen was me. Somehow she inspired me to become a perfectly competent cook who drives his wife completely batty by taking over the kitchen far too often. Morning, Alex. Alexa.
We're off to a roaring start. See, Christmas break, can't even remember my name. And it's a tricky one because it is written on the code, but there we are.
The decision to film the Cotswolds with an historical slant came a little bit later. We started with Burford. It is, after all, known as the gateway to the Cotswolds. And we arrived in the town one mid-morning with lots of gear, but no preparation to speak of, and discovered something that has stayed with us ever since. When we all look at a street in real life, our brains manage largely to ignore the things we don't want to see, like cars and lorries and things. And we can see the buildings and the beauty behind them, but when you look at it through a camera lens, it just looks like a giant car park. This was also Ross's first experiment with his drone. He took off from a nearby field, and it became immediately apparent that we had something really serious in the way of an advantage on our hands. From the sky, you could see the medieval town planning, as clear as day, and a whole new perspective on the church and the town. And this went a long way to set the tone for our future. Ross was a very early adopter of this technology, and of course all documentary filmmakers have now followed in his footsteps. We use the drone whenever possible, which of course isn't everywhere. We take great care to obey the rules, so occasionally we're grounded by no-fly zones, and more often, this is England after all, the weather. In all the time we've been filming, Ross's piloting skills have been exemplary. Only once has he dropped the drone, and luckily that was in a field close to home in Bampton. It does show how skillful you need to be, however, and the level of concentration needed to avoid problems. No damage to the aircraft on this occasion, thank goodness. These days, his expertise can be seen in wonderful tracking shots of trains, soaring views of the Cotswold escarpment, and fantastic illustrations which clarify and explain our stories in a way nothing else could. I mean, you just look at the film of Hales Abbey or Stroud and you'll see what I mean. It was only about 18 months ago that I discovered in my library here a book given to me a few years previously by my son called The Highways and Byways of Oxford and the Cotswolds. And reading it again, I realised it was the perfect volume to give the Cotswold Explorer some structure, and we decided to start our exploration again, following in the footprints that the author Herbert Evans had left in 1905. It transformed the channel. Now we knew where we were heading. We knew we could produce a body of work which could be extremely useful to the region of which we are, of course, so fond. Particularly in view of the collapse of the tourism industry during this pandemic in which we're all living, we believe we can play our part in reminding the world of the beauty of this area and hopefully persuading people to come back here when the pandemic is all over and done with. This ambition has been made more realistic than we would ever have imagined by the generosity and kindness of the now tens of thousands of people who watch our films, and for that we are eternally grateful to you all. Not that it's all been plain sailing. There have been some fairly catastrophic moments. Endless retakes of my stuff to camera, of course.
And that visiting it should be on every... No. We will film them a little later on, and in order for us to use and also makes visiting it. Oh God! It's famous, of course. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Inconvenient interruptions from passing traffic, sometimes human, often animal or motorised.
There's a car coming around past me, but we'll wait till he goes by. This could be a never-ending procedure.
And on one occasion, on the steep slopes of Edge Hill, Widget deciding to roll in a cowpat, leaving him smothered in the smelly poo. He suffered the indignity of having to be washed down with a hose outside the kitchen door of the Castle Inn. Thank you to the chef for that bit of help. We plan to spread our wings south via Stonehenge and Salisbury towards Bath as soon as we're able to get out again. Such a huge pleasure for us and hopefully enjoyment for our viewers. The lockdown has inspired us to record some audiobooks which will be available soon. We enjoyed our Halloween excursion into fictional filmmaking. We are getting out and about whenever we're allowed to, so the travel films will keep on coming. And we're planning something rather special for Christmas. Yes. Watch out for us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post trailers, reminders and gossip and stuff. And please visit our website at thecotswoldexplorer.co.uk. And to those 80% of our wonderful viewers who are not yet subscribers, do consider pressing the subscribe button. It's free, of course, and we will try hard not to pester you, but every subscriber helps us. It's an algorithm thing, you know. So, from the Cotswold Explorer team, Vivian, Ross, and of course Fidgety Widget and me, many thanks once again, and please keep watching. We'll see you soon.